So before we start our illustration with the teacups and the mouse and the cat, let's do a little bit of a warm-up exercise. This is actually something very useful to do if you are a beginner. Let's do just a few lines on a piece of paper. Nothing fancy, I have here just a print paper. And let's just practice our lines because this is going to be used for the teacups. Okay, so now let's practice some oval shapes or circular shapes, just like that. Practice as many times as you want. One size like this, and then maybe a smaller size right under those bigger ones. There you go. Now all you had to do is just connect these lines over here. And there you have it. It's a cup, a teacup, or a coffee cup, whichever you prefer. All right. And to finalize, we just need to put the handle in here. That's it. You can make the handle in whatever shapes you want. Circular like this. In this case over here, let's make it maybe a little more squarish. And you can see that these teacups are not very straight. They are a little bit crooked, but that's okay. I don't have the space for this handle over here. I'm going to use now a micro pen and just come here and outline the cups. As I outline, I'll try to fix a little bit the size, but this is a whimsical drawing. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to make anything perfect. Just have fun with the process. That's what's important. So I used a very thick and dark, bold pencil. Normally, I would not use that because they're a little more difficult to erase afterwards. So you can use another type of pencil that is not so dark and bold like this. So just trace your drawing. Trying to fix this cup over here was a little bit crooked. Okay. And then the more you practice, the more confident you become with your drawing. So here we're doing a very quick warm-up practice, but you should do this many, many more times. Like fill up the whole page with those circulars that we made in the beginning, as well as those lines. I'm going to erase here. And sorry, my hand is on top of the drawing and table desk is shaking a little bit. And we're going to start just adding a little bit of shading. Let me show you how we'll do the shading. I will use now a 005 micron pen. And for the shading, all you want to do is just, we call this hatching. So we're just going to add some lines here because I'm imagining that the light is coming from this side over here. So this side will be lighter and this side will be darker. As simple as that. You don't need to overdo anything. Sometimes it's easier, or at least for me it's easier, if I change my position with the paper, or if I turn the paper around. That would be actually ideal, but you won't be able to see it very well. And then I can also do some cross hatchings. We call this one, the first one I did was the hatching, and now this is cross hatching. So we'll just keep making it darker and darker with the ink. So you can see that this side of the cup, there is some shading in here. Another way for you can also, if you want, to put something inside the cup. Make a line here with your thicker pen, and you just cover everything, and whatever liquid is going to be there, tea or coffee or anything you want in it. Now, if you're going to color this with colored pencils or watercolor or whatever, you don't need to do all this shadings with the ink pen. You can just do this directly with the colors you're going to use. Because it's October and it's the time for Inktober, that would be fun to try these ink drawings. So here we're just using ink today. But if you don't like drawings only with ink, you can use any medium you have to add the color. There you go. Now this cup over here, I'm going to show you a different way for shading, which is just creating these dots. Some people hate this kind of shading style because they think it's too much, or it takes too long, or it's annoying to do dots and dots and dots all over your image. I kind of like it, and I think it looks very nice. So where you want your shading area to be darker, you can use a thicker pen, and then another pen, a finer pen on the rest of the drawing. So here I will use, this is the 005. It's a big difference from the other one, which is a 08. I usually don't use 08 on my drawings. I'm just using here because since this is a practice and I want you to be able to see very well in the video, I'm using this so you can see better. And a little shading in here. Okay. And then if you want to decorate your cup, you can do that too. I always like to do polka dots. They're very simple, easy, looks pretty. Just randomly around the cup. That's probably the easiest decoration for any drawing you do. Especially if you're a beginner. You can use this, and then don't forget to also decorate your candle. So there you go. We have the cups. Now, for the mouse, I'm just going to show you real quick how I do the mouse. Just a semicircle here. Here's the ears. Okay. And then the rest of the face. Now this mouse, he's covered by the cup in here. So he's like inside the cup. So we don't see the rest of his body or his face. And let's put the eyes here. And he's a little worried about the cat who's almost about to find him. So his eyebrows are turned this way, so it kind of looks like an expression of fear, or he's worried, or he's just not very comfortable up there. And then here, of course, his nose. And you can make the whiskers. I guess that's the name, right? And then, of course, I always like to make a little messy hair on the top, or fur. So trace with your ink pen. Again, this is a whimsical mouse. And most mice probably don't look like, most mice don't look like that. But we're doing this just for fun. And here's his nose. And here is what's his paw was right here too. And he had like a little, his little tail. Oh yeah, play that. And there was the cup. Okay. Now for the cat, let's sketch real quick. So the cat's ears are like this. And the cat's face, you're also not going to see the whole face of the cat. So because here is the table, so he's just his eyes are visible. You can make the eyes like this. And then of course cat's eyes are kind of like this. And this cat is a little angry because he can't find the mouse. He's a little bit angry expression. Those little lines around the eyes. A little bit of shading here in the ears. And that's pretty much it. So this is just the exercise practice for the drawing. Of course, you're going to make one cup on top of the other or inside the other. I'm just going to be putting more cups over here. And I guess that's it. Let's get started with the actual drawing.